Hello, everybody. Let's see here. I wonder what mic I'm running off of. No, I want that on. Okay. Looks like one person's in. Nothing's being said. Okay, there's my admin. So, tonight we're going to be painting her up. I'm using Vallejo paints. See? And we're going to start with her hair. Man, I hope this thing dries in post then. So, Marrow's supposed to have dark red hair from most of the artwork I've seen, which is why I have given her the hair a base of black. I probably should have left her hair by a heat source to make sure she was good and dry. As you can see, I'm already getting some bleed through, but that's not a bad thing because it adds to the way the hair looks. I wouldn't have changed the hair at all, but there was too many colors. Having a punker hairdo does not always necessarily mean having a ton of a different hair. Yeah, I'm definitely liking this better than the way it was before. You're awfully quiet, Allison. Well, that's understandable. Okay. Set her off to the side. Okay. What color should we do next? Well, suppose let's do the arms, get the flesh done with. Uh, that needs to be mixed more. And oh, wow. That's one thing I love about Vallejo. I could have sworn this color was going to be off, but it's more on than the original color that was on this part on her arms. I don't know why they used that particular paint. No. Yeah, it really does match her skin color. You'll probably notice I'm going to go through this painting really fast. But after years of painting miniatures, this is a cakewalk. Even if I get to the point where I start doing her eyebrows and little bits and pieces on her face, that's still nothing compared to the tiny stuff that I'm used to. I need to figure out how to turn that off. Well, that's the point, isn't it? To make it look like real flesh. Hello, other person, whoever you may be. Please say hello so we know who else is in here. Well, I was worried I was going to have to lighten it. But it turned out I didn't have to, so. I think we can get away with putting another coat on. Man, I may have to put her on a stand right away. Okay. Anybody later on who watches this and sees that I'm not using a wet palette, take into account with this kind of painting, you don't use a wet palette. You don't need to thin the paints because you want them to be as thick as possible. At some point, I'm going to have to go back in and grab my, because I don't have all my paints. I'm going to have to go grab something, which sucks, but oh well. Okay. Yellow ochre. Single drop. There is my mixing brush. I think it needs more white. A 4-to-1 ratio instead of a 2-to-1 ratio. May end up having to highlight it. I don't know. What do you think? That look like bone to you? Personally, I think it needs a little bit more yellow. A brighter yellow. Well, it still seems a little off to me. I'm going to try a different mix. Plus, I'm going to need a lot of this to finish her. Let's try. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I like that one color. Still probably could be whiter. I know bone's not actually right, but it could be whiter than this. That's why I'm mixing colors to make bone color. I don't have a bone colored paint. Luckily, Vallejo is a very easily mixed paint. Although, I might have been better off with Apple Barrel. Oh, yeah. But I've kind of left that stuff behind since I started getting into the more professional paints. That's a lot better. And it's a big enough difference that I can actually tell I'm putting on new paint. Okay, here comes the fun. To let you know, this is the first time I've ever used milliput, at least on this scale. And I am very happy with it. I think it could be easier to work with in certain cases. I mean, if this wasn't bone and I was trying to get a perfectly smooth thing, I'd be getting very upset. Probably one of the reasons why I should use green stuff for stuff like this in the future. But it did smooth out really well on the front. Any paint I put on here, I can cover up later. Did I mix exactly the right amount to do the bone? It almost looks like it. Man, I'm going to have to make sure to send a picture of this to displaying model behavior. Should have just enough left over. Okay, that needs to dry. Probably should have started with the bone. Okay, ultra fine. That one. And no, I haven't broken into my new brushes yet. Okay. Should be just enough to do her brow. A little bit on her forehead ain't gonna make much of a difference. Wow. Okay. You still haven't been watching us displaying out module behavior, have you? Guy's a great guy. He knows his stuff. Especially when it comes to voice acting. Unfortunately, he's not always the smartest when it comes to action figures. All right. A lot of ground to cover, one color with. So I was thinking I would go with, instead of her normal green and yellow, I would go with black and purple. Because this isn't the same one that everybody's familiar with. This is Marrow much later on. To be very careful about how messy I am with paint. I don't want to have to go back over this with isopropyl alcohol. Although it looks like I'm going to have that problem. Why am I such a messy painter? I'll just have to go back over that part. What do you mean yellow on the shoulders and waist? No. Like I said, this is not. She's not wearing the same costume she was wearing when she was with the X-Men. Although her top is definitely going to look very similar, I'm thinking that the black and purple will probably look better than the original costume did. That just proves certain things. I should have brought in my heat gun. I probably should have given her more dry time, but oh well. No, I figured we'd redesign her costume a bit, with the story that we're doing, and this is her from that story. Ugh. That's why I don't. I didn't have that problem when I did it. fact, I should probably have that up there, but well, yeah. Where is it? One thing I don't like about Google history. Doesn't matter what windows were open last. You close a window and you didn't look it up recently, it gets lost in everything. I really don't want to reach over there right now. Channel. Huh. Oh, goody. Give that some time to dry. Looks like I'm SOL on that. Well, not like I could show it on my screen, anyways. Okay, what the hell? Is it a bit of hair? Do you think that needs to be brighter? So I'm thinking one more layer probably do it. The hook. Sure to get it down in those crevices. I think I'm going to do one more layer on this. Luckily, there's enough paint here to be able to do the layering. Without having to let it dry too much. Okay, that makes me happy right there. Get the last of this. Yeah, that makes that I like that. That looks like her hair from the comics. Make it look like her bones ripped right through her shirt. And her shirt's still kind of clinging on. Yeah, that looks good. To go back over the rest of that though. Actually, you know what? He might be right about one thing. I might make her belt yellow. But she's still wearing jeans. And drop a buff. It's a bit more than I wanted, but that's about right. Every single time. Make it once, can do it again and again. All right. Hopefully it's dry enough. Not that one. That one. damn it. Be able to script that up. What do you think? Yeah, I was thinking that purple would look better. But I could get some of the more classic colors, like making some of the bands on her leg, like the bands on her boots, could be green. Actually, there's an idea. Oh, what the hell? We got. Always remember where you came from. And don't give me that crap. Ah, it's a bit more than I wanted. Oh, yeah. Throwback colors. Instead of the brown, we've got green. And her belt will be yellow. Yeah, I figured that turning those brown patches on her boots and her legs into it a lot. Still going to have to abandon you here in a minute for a little bit. But since you're the only person worried about going on a short break, and if I feel bad about it when I post it afterwards, I can always take it out and edit it. What else do we have? Don't really have any other fine ones. Really didn't want to use this on a yellow, but okay. I'll just dry brush the silver in later. Adding that little bit of yellow to it, I don't much like the yellow. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I mean, it's bad enough I'm going to have to scrape paint off. All the way around her body. Plus, yellow does not show up good on brown. In fact, yellow doesn't show up good on anything except for pink, and I don't have any pink to paint first. I don't know. Red? You sure? I mean, if we're going to go that far, we could always do orange. Well, only one way to find out. See how it looks. Did I pick up yellow? Okay. I only got one red, Allison. And with a brown background, it's going to appear to be dark red. Really put some. How's that? I think the purple would have been a better choice, but any way you look at it, I need to go get the matte varnish. Of course, I could wait. Put the varnish on after the show's over with. More concerned about those arms than anything else. I probably should paint those over again. The hair and the arms are my biggest worries when it comes to putting this together. With everything else, it's pretty much snap, snap, we're done. Worried I'm going to bust something like break her brow piece off or scrape off paint. Yeah, I better go get the varnish. And you're the only one in here, so me being gone for a little bit ain't going to be a problem. You're not having any trouble hearing me, are you? You know, okay, just making sure because I'm barely getting anything going on the sound thing. Oh, well. Don't be too surprised if you end up looking at a dog for a little bit. those in here. Get out of here. Okay. Let's get this. Not the varnish I needed. That's my gloss varnish. I need my other varnish. Okay. Medium yellow. Matte varnish. There we go. 100% acrylic resin. Supposed to work in airbrushes. I'm going to be using it with a brush. Where is the crap? Well, my worst brush. Well, I've got so many of these. We'll just go ahead and use it. Let's put it in this one. Okay, that's done. That one's done. All right. Now that shouldn't be too hard to break loose if I need to. Funny how some paints dry faster than others. And some never fully dry. Ugh. All right. Take some time, do some cleanup. Not putting that brush in my mouth. Acrylic paint's non-toxic, but that doesn't mean the varnish is toxic. Hmm. Okay. All right, Allison. You were right about one thing, but the outcome is going to be totally different than you thought. Because that red made it look a little better, I think the yellow is going to work. Just got to give it a little bit of time to dry. Do it again. All right. There. Now, she's got the yellow belt. Suppose I probably could do some eyebrow touch-ups. Because she does have eyebrows. So, any work do you think? Think I should touch up her lips? Touch up her lips. think my magnifier's buried at the moment, so this is a little bit harder than it needs to be. Sorry I'm doing it off camera. But I need to be able to see what I'm doing. And I can't when it's way the hell over there. How's that? Oh, that's a work studio brush that I was using. Now, drop a flesh color. Get some places that I shouldn't have painted fixed. That's all going to scrape off eventually anyways. The main reasons I chose this figure to be her is because I could stretch her back like that. I have to put another coat on the belts. All right. Guess there's nothing left to do but put matte varnish all over that upper section. Hopefully it's dry enough that it won't start leaching it off. sure to get that shit on there thin enough. Not leaving big marks. Varnish and a wash at the same time. Okay. Now it's just let it dry. Well, better do the belt. Even if she is a little wet. Still. That's not that big of a deal. A little bit of wetness isn't that big of a deal. Okay. Pretty soon everything is going to be back together. Unlike a Taylor Swift relationship, back together. Hello, other person. Won't you say something to let us know who you are? Or are you just going to lurk? How's she looking? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotta let the main body dry. When that's done, main body gets done drying. I'll put her together. Although I think the weapons might have to be done off camera. What do you think? Since you're the only person who seems to be watching all the time, do you want to see me make the weapons? Okay. So that'll be Thursday's show. We'll make the weapon. I'll make the weapons for her. And we'll get her up on her stand. I'll be sure to take some pictures. You know, I said I was only going to do this for a 2-hour show tonight, and it looks like I was pretty right on. She should be together in about half hour. Want to give plenty of time for that to dry before I start popping her together. So you want me to do Max next, but I kind of want to hold off so Max has an actual pair of pants. So, in lieu of Max, who else would you like to see put together? Okay, Sir Sprinkles, I have to make after Max. For one, Sir Sprinkles is actually going to be 3 different models. There's going to be the one that rides on Max's shoulder, which I probably could do, but I would like to actually have him set so he can actually grab onto Max's shoulders. Then I have the his actual size, which is a panther, which I'll have to buy and probably won't paint at all. And then I was thinking of getting another panther and doing him as the biggest version of Sir Sprinkles. So if you think those are good, then we're going to hold off on Sir Sprinkles too. You also have Static, Force, Marcus, and Anna. which is a double figure. But I think what I'm going to be doing on the next one is I'm going to do an actual, Saturday, I will start working on a trash build. You mean Forces? Abby's siblings? Or are you talking about Marcus and Anna, who are the same person? Yeah, I'm planning on making the sister. Eventually, I will get to Jackson, and if I can find a guy in a wheelchair that, whether it's Professor X or whoever else, I'll do the last brother. I'm also planning on doing Axe, who is Max's clone. All right. Well, now or never. Come on. Get on there. Ah. Okay. This might be more than I thought it would. Come on. Don't fight with me too hard, sweetheart. Come on. Come on. Get on there. Ah, good. Gonna have to repaint the belt again. Damn it. Allison, can you see how cool this is gonna look? Come on. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh. Shit. Well, knew that might happen. Oh. Oh. Look at her. Look at her. I have a Marrow. She's awesome. She is awesome. See if we can get her to stand on her own. Oh. Oh. Okay. You do realize that I'm probably never going to be able to do any better than this, right? That I probably should just quit now and stop doing this. Because this is awesome. Don't you dare tell me you would have liked her better with the green and yellow top, because she would not look as awesome with the green and yellow top. Although this does prove my point. This definitely proves my point. They have the perfect buck to do Marrow. If they do not use this buck to make her, when they do her in the next year, they've screwed up. Oh. Well, there she is in all her greatness. Marrow. Now I just got to do her weapons and get her posed. Put pictures of her all over hell and back. Definitely make sure model behavior gets a good look at it. I mean, I love the fact that she's even dirty, like Marrow should be. Yeah, those arm color is still a bit off, but it's better than it was. All right. Well, I'm going to end the stream here with Marrow being put back together and looking good. Almost 2 hours tonight. Hope those of you who were here to see it enjoyed. And I'll be back on Thursday with doing her weapons. Laters.